These are descendants of the modern zebra, uniquely transformed and evolved over countless generations. Mind you, this is just one of many species of zebra that inhabit future Earth. Their story is repeated across the Divergence Era, where the descendants of today's animals continue to evolve into remarkable new forms, some of which you will get to witness in today's episode of Future Fauna. Millions of years have passed since the Anthropocene Collapse Event, a transformative period that brought an end to the age of humanity and reshaped ecosystems across the globe. Habitats were altered, countless species disappeared, and the balance of life on Earth changed forever. Yet despite these challenges, life persisted and began adapting to a new world. The millions of years that followed became known as the Divergence Era, an age defined by rapid evolutionary change and ecological expansion. Surviving species gradually evolved into forms unlike any seen in the past. Evolution produced an astonishing diversity of animals, each uniquely adapted to the opportunities and challenges of a transformed planet. Today, we continue our journey through the Divergence Era. In previous episodes, we've explored the descendants of familiar animals and ventured deep into the remarkable evolution of other modern animals. Among the many creatures that inhabit this future Earth are the descendants of one of Africa's most recognizable animals, the zebra. As climates shifted and ecosystems transformed, the descendants of the zebra began to diversify. Some adapted to life on vast open plains, where speed and endurance remained their greatest advantages. Others ventured into forests and rugged highlands, evolving entirely new behaviors and biological structuring in response to their changing environments. Over countless generations, a single lineage gave rise to an extraordinary family of species. Some grew larger and more powerful. Others became smaller, more agile, and highly specialized for their unique habitats. While many still retain traces of their striped ancestry, others have evolved so dramatically that their connection to the zebra is not immediately obvious. In this timeline, the descendants of the zebra occupy ecological roles once filled by antelope, horses, deer, and even entirely new forms of herbivores that have no direct equivalent in our modern world. Among lineages that have undergone transformations just as remarkable are the descendants of the aardvark. Over millions of years, these resilient mammals adapted to a changing planet and gradually abandoned the lifestyle of their ancestors. Some evolved into broad woodland browsers, while others became larger, long-necked wetland herbivores, occupying river systems and floodplains where abundant vegetation allowed them to thrive. The descendants of modern sheep diversified into an impressive range of large herbivores. One lineage, descended from the hardy bighorn sheep, evolved heavier bodies, powerful limbs, and thick folds of insulating skin, allowing them to browse across cool, temperate woodlands throughout the year. Countless years of evolution transformed the tiny bush baby into one of the most alien-looking herbivores of the Divergence Era. Although its body has become larger and more robust, its oversized eyes and highly sensitive ears remain unmistakable reminders of its nocturnal ancestry. Yet not every lineage followed the forests. One branch gradually adapted to rivers and wetlands, giving rise to an aquatic omnivore that traded life among the trees for a future spent navigating the waterways of a transformed Earth. Now let's descend beneath the waves and explore the more inconspicuous marine life of future Earth. Pelagoechinus. Some harvest microscopic plankton, while others have evolved defensive spines, bioluminescence, or toxic tissues to survive in the crowded seas of the Divergence Era. Thalassichthys. They have diverged into forms specialized for different depths, temperatures, and food sources, becoming one of the most abundant foundations of the future marine food web. Corallovita. These extraordinary flesh corals have evolved into multiple species with soft, muscular bodies capable of slowly growing, bending, and reshaping themselves. Entire colonies can gradually expand across the seafloor. Thalovita. Though they resemble plants, they are fully animal, with several species evolving to anchor themselves to rocky coastlines while actively absorbing nutrients, filtering microorganisms, and even slowly repositioning themselves in search of stronger currents. Though traces of their ancestry remain visible in their anatomy, these future species have become something entirely new. Despite surviving the collapse itself, many species gradually disappeared from Earth, leaving behind no known descendants. Among those believed to have vanished entirely are giraffes, rhinoceroses, gorillas, and cheetahs, animals that once stood among the most recognizable inhabitants of the modern world. The Divergence Era is far from fully understood, and many extraordinary creatures remain unseen. If you wish to explore this future world in greater depth, the Cryopotamus documentary is available here on the channel. That episode follows the descendants of the modern hippopotamus, tracing their evolutionary journey across multiple species, habitats, and millions of years of change. It offers a closer look at one of the most successful dynasties of the future, while revealing more of the environments, ecological relationships, and evolutionary forces that continue to shape the world of future fauna. Let's take a quick look. This is a descendant of the modern hippopotamus. Referred to by experts as the Cryopotamus, the name was originally given to the earliest members of the lineage that survived the severe climatic upheavals of the Anthropocene Collapse Event. Marked by ecological collapse and the gradual disappearance of humanity, the event reshaped Earth's ecosystems for millennia. In its aftermath, surviving species diversified into new forms, giving rise to the wildlife of the Divergence Era. Seen here are 3 adolescent cubs belonging to an Arctic species of Cryopotamus. Its limbs have lengthened and thickened, reinforced by dense, load-bearing bone. Studies of its musculature suggest its legs are now nearly twice as strong as those of its ancestor, allowing the animal to traverse open land with relative ease and efficiency. Its back curves gently upward, a subtle ridge, not by accident. This sort of drift-back shape grants the creature a more informed line of sight, a simple adaptation that helps keep the animal mobile and situationally aware. But it's the head that draws the eye. Let's move in closer. At the front is a cluster of nostrils. Unlike its ancestors, this fellow doesn't rely on a single airway. Instead, the full-length Cryopotamus documentary is now available here on the InterWildlife YouTube channel. Thank you all for joining us on this remarkable journey into the world of speculative evolution. Until we meet again, keep exploring, keep imagining, and never stop wondering what tomorrow may bring. Have you ever wondered what dinosaurs truly looked like? What if a prehistoric portal could take you back millions of years? The first 3 episodes of Prehistoric Portal are now available on InterWildlife here on YouTube.